Welcome to Madden 25, everybody, for the second time, actually. We are here today with the launch of the new game, and normally when I start off a new game, I just get into it and play a few games, but what we're going to do today, as you can tell, is rebuild the Carolina Panthers. We're jumping straight to franchise mode. We're going to get some gameplay in by playing the moments, but I really just want to see what they got this year in franchise, Take a look at the new storylines and scenarios, see how the sim stats look, what's good, what's bad, and just get a feel for franchise mode. Not a super serious franchise, not going to tinker with a million settings like XP sliders and everything else. Just day one, getting in. Let's take this team that was awful last year, went 2-15, and did not score a single point in the last 2 games of the year, and see if we can do a little rebuilding. Maybe I'll do multiple parts of this, but today we're going to see how far we can get and hopefully have some fun. So, I know that typically for me, you can get a regular Madden franchise where I'm playing all the games and making all these videos, and right now I'm focused so much on college football content and everything else, I'm not looking to start that up right now. There's enough that I'm working on, but when it comes to Madden, I still want to do some smaller projects, and I'd like to find some things that will take less time overall. Not doing like 90 episodes with a certain series, but I'd like to do more, one video, one-off rebuilds of teams. Or, in this case, we're going to try doing it streaming. We're going to do a stream build. And like I said, we're taking over the Carolina Panthers, who are coming in as one of the worst teams, I'd say. It could be a worse situation when you consider they at least have a young quarterback with some upside, and there is talent on this team, and they don't play in the toughest divisions, so it could be bleaker. As a matter of fact, I think the Saints are in a worse overall situation. I've been picking teams in franchise that are kind of a year ahead of their big rebuild, just kind of predicting teams that are going to be bad, and the Saints were my team last year, and they're an even better team to pick now, I would say. But today, it's going to be the Carolina Panthers. And thank you guys for coming by for another live stream and doing a lot of these lately. Trade Bryce Young for Caleb Williams. I won't be doing that. I'm going to try to make it work with Bryce Young. I can't imagine it's easy to trade for Caleb in this game at all. But yeah, I want to get right into it today. Carolina Panthers. So we're just going to stay with Dave Canales because he's a brand new coach anyway. So rather than me make a coach and think about what I want to do there, it'll be easier just to stick with him. And then, we're going to go on 11 minutes, 20. This is kind of my slow sim settings. If we're going to play any games, it's just going to be on, play the moments, this is not a game or a series or a franchise we're going to be playing a ton of overall games with. A lot of simulating and just getting to see all the stuff in game. And we'll even see if they made the what is it called now? Progressive fatigue work better. I guess I'll have that on right away. But yeah, I'm just going to keep things like free agent motivation on normal because I want to see what the game plays like default. There are so many settings in here. So let's begin the rebuild of the Carolina Panthers. We can see that the interface has definitely been tweaked a bit. I think I kind of like the look overall. I like it more than what it was the last couple of years anyway. Then we got the news feed here. This is pretty typical. And then some of these menus look a little bit different. But they are trying to put a lot more information on the homepage in this game. So you can scroll through with the right stick. You can see your matchup that week. You can see the breakdown there, the statistical matchup, and then the standings. I do like the look of the NFC here. And then goals for the week. I think roughing the kicker glitch is in. CPU cost twice already. Well, we're here to figure out all that stuff. I would definitely like a news feed in college football. There's just so many teams and so much going on that it's hard to really see like what everything. Try to keep up with the league at all is really tough. Takes a lot of clicks and a lot of just looking around, and nothing's really presented to you. Yeah, this does kind of, it reminds me a bit of the older Maddens, maybe the like 09 to 10 era. Just the stylistic nature of it. But we're going to get into training camp. That's, of course, what you do at the beginning of every year. Seems we have the same camp drills as last year. I'm not going to look to do all of these, but if I can get us an upgrade for Bryce Young early, obviously that would help out the rebuild a little bit. So we're going to roll out here, and I have used I think the placement equivalent passing mechanic in this game, just because it's supposed to be pretty ratings based still. That's going to be a 2-for-1 right there for Bryce. Nice start. Scramble them out here. Step up. Don't cross the line. Bang. Then we're going to sprint out of the pocket quickly on this one. I got to go over the roster still. There are a couple players on this team I'm intrigued to try and develop a bit. And my plan is to at least do like play the moments on week 1 and then kind of see what happens throughout the year. But I'd like to get a look at the offseason and everything you can do in franchise this year. I don't think there's a lot of new stuff. They didn't really market the game heavily at all. I'm not sure I'm good at hitting this one here, but that's right down the middle. That's a bullseye. I got to give myself a little more credit. I'm on a roll here to get this target passing underway. I'd like to get that gold. Only one. It's enough. So, gold medal in the target passing. No interceptions yet in the first few minutes of gameplay, so that's always a plus. And a skill point, of course, for Bryce Young. Let's talk about the roster a little bit, and then maybe I'll do a couple more of those drills. I also want this menu to go to College Football 25. The visual depth chart has become an important thing in these games. So, you know, this was not a great team last year. Aaron, appreciate you becoming a new member on the channel. Thank you very much. Bryce Young, 73 overall. You know, his rookie season did not go well. There was the Frank Reich situation. He came and was there for like a month and a half before getting booted, and this team never got it together. They were much better under interim Steve Wilkes the year prior with Sam Darnold. So there's a lot to prove here with this Carolina team. They didn't have a lot of great playmakers. They have an aging Adam Thielen. Miles Sanders was one of the worst signings of last year's free agent period. So what have they done this year? Without having a first-round pick, because they spent that to get Bryce in the first place, we have seen them add Jonathan Brooks at running back, who comes in as a 77, it looks like, with a +1 boost. He can be the running back of the future. I like Jonathan Brooks. And then they didn't have a first-round pick, so they managed to come away in the second round with Xavier Legette. And I'm really intrigued with him and a lot of these rookie receivers. He's 23 years old, so you really want that fast start to his career, especially with how deep his route running is. Actually, I think it's Xavier Legette, isn't it? I always think it's Legette. But they weren't done there, adding in Deontay Johnson in a trade from the Steelers. And I like this a lot. He can play that same role that Thielen did, but he's probably got a little more juice at this stage. Oh yeah, they traded up to get League at 32. So they didn't have a first-round pick, but they cobbled up enough to eventually get one. So that's pretty big for them. Along with having Deontay Johnson, 28 years old. He's one of those guys that's just kind of easy to pencil in, you know, 80 catches, probably close to 1,000 yards. He's a good route runner. Does occasionally drop the ball, but should be fine here for us. So Bryce's receiving core is massively improved. What's going on, Mike? How you doing? The offensive line has 5 guys, all with star development, and there's a lot of youth here as well. Ike Ekwonu, he's had some ups and downs. I'm a little bit surprised they have him still at star dev after 2 years where his pass protection could have been a lot better. But, if you're going to build the team here with Carolina, you got the offensive line in place, and then you've got some young playmakers. And I'd even throw Ja'Tavion Sanders into the mix, but at 68 overall, normal development, you're going to have to really get him going early on. And at 21 years old, there's definitely a chance there. Am I bullish on Young in Dynasty Fantasy Football? Maybe in 2 quarterback formats. Because you got to have 2. I have progressive fatigue on for now. I'm just kind of playing with the out-of-the-box settings to see how things look and if anything's improved from last year. Because they really didn't tell us much about the game. Defensively, Derek Brown, he's a beast. He is by far the team's best overall player, and they paid him accordingly in the most recent offseason. So now he's on a very big contract. Those cap hits get up into the high 20s by the end of it. Here's a look, too, at the revised UI. I do think it looks cleaner. I've seen some people say they don't like it. I like it more than what Madden has had. Yes, they got shut out their last 2 games of the year. So, this team has nowhere to go but up, essentially. And when we look at adding players to this team, it's going to have to be primarily on the defensive side. There is Derek Brown, J.C. Horn, Shaq Thompson's a longtime veteran. And then hidden dev, Trevin Wallace, a rookie linebacker out of Kentucky. Does have that field general archetype. So he looks like a lot of the guys I target in like round 3 in most of my Madden drafts. He's already on the team. They added Clowney as a veteran, but I just don't think that we're going to be great here at the start of this little rebuild. So, players like him maybe end up getting traded at the deadline or something. This is just a little rebuild. I'm not probably doing a big franchise on the main channel, but I want to experiment with other Madden content. So much of what I've done over the years has all been just big series, bunch of videos, huge time commitments. And I want to start doing content that won't take me the next 6 months to go start to finish. So we should probably just go ahead and edit the depth chart then and get this squared away. This is a little bit different with everything kind of pinned towards the top, but you've got Bryce Young and then the vet Andy Dalton, who's the mentor, going to help him get some extra experience. Then Chuba Hubbard and Jonathan Brooks. Obviously, we want to get Brooks a lot of touches early on. Miles Sanders, he's not looked good since the Philly days. Rashad Penny retired in real life. So I'll probably keep Liggett here as the 3 in preseason. They'll get him some more playing time that way. And then you've got Jonathan Mingo and Terrace Marshall. I'm going to bump up Marshall because he's younger. Or I'm going to bump up Mingo because he's younger. Marshall's already had a couple years of experience and it hasn't really panned out that well. And then I want to make sure we get Ja'Tavion Sanders a fair bit of playing time here early. Ian Thomas really hasn't done much as a receiver in his career. And then Tommy Tremble hasn't taken a big leap, but it's probably valuable as kind of an all-around tight end. Then we got Icky at left tackle, Damian Lewis, Austin Corbett, Robert Hunt. That was a big addition for them as well. He was a free agent, splashed at theirs, and guards have really been getting paid. I forget what his deal was, but it was at least $20 million a year. Taylor Moton rounds it out at right tackle. A'Shawn Robinson, Derek Brown at right end, Shy Tuttle. Gonna have to build up a better defensive line. That's for sure. They've gotten a lot of guys, it seems, on kind of second chance opportunities. Look at Kaylavon Chason or Josie Jewell coming over. DJ Wanham from the Vikings, another guy that showed some flashes in Minnesota and then got hurt at the end of last year. Troy Hill, I've always been a Troy Hill guy. Always. Going back to his days at Oregon. Dane Jackson is the 3 coming over from the Bills. And then Chow Smith Wade, the dime corner here. When I look at this team, there is just such a lack of homegrown talent. So many of these guys, as you go through the roster, you know, are drafted somewhere else and like willingly let go. Yeah, I'll be doing a generated draft class, so I'm not trying to, you know, do anything extravagant with this. And I tend to stick to the generated classes. I don't really like playing with the real ones very much. Yeah, I want to make sure when we get Trevin Wallace some good playing time this year, and I might play him over Josie Jewell overall. Some of this I won't edit until week 1, just because preseason reps are going to go to the backups primarily. Now let me do another training camp drill. We got a couple guys that we need to get a boost for. So we're going to take Jonathan Brooks next. Hey, they actually have you playing against a 3-man defense now. They don't react very quickly, so it was not really like playing a 3-man defense. But I was saying last year that they need to put an extra defender out there. But the safety is basically there for show. He might actually be able to cut him off on this one. Nope, he's too slow. Will I ever do another franchise series again, even if I don't do one this year? Yeah, I would not think I'm like done, but for this year, you know, college football's back. That's been my focus. It's going to continue to be my focus, and I don't want to divide my time with a Madden franchise when college football's, you know, the new thing, and I'm excited to play more Dynasty, whereas Madden hasn't done a lot, so I'm just going to do different Madden content and try to learn some new things this year for the channels, basically. Yeah, the safety also feels like he's just super slow, and I'm telling you, Shaq Thompson's faster than that. So in college football 25, we've seen a lot of these drills feel like it's on rookie or something, and the way these defenders are jogging, this is not all Madden. I don't know what they've done, if they've just tried to make these super easy to try to get people like the upgrades. Will I test my XP sliders on this game? I imagine I will cook something up, especially if I can't spot a lot of differences with how players are developing. I spent like a lot of hours on an XP set last year, and I'll see how it does just plugging it in. But I'm sure I could cook up something that's at least better than default, but I'm not worried about it for this or anything right now. So yeah, I just want to kill the clock here essentially now. As far as the second channel, we'll be doing a simulated or watch franchise or nothing. It's going to start out being more like one-shot rebuilds in one go. But when we get to the fall, more like October, November, when I plan on winding down my baseball content for the year, I'll see if I want to do another like regular rebuild franchise over there, or if I want to do the stuff I'm experimenting with. And because a lot of it's going to be new content for me, I don't know how that's going to go yet. I'm going to go chase and tackle here. Give me Trevin Wallace. Against Chuba Hubbard. I'd rather face Miles Sanders. I've played out of the park baseball really briefly. I probably have under like 5 hours total experience, or maybe about 5. I honestly forget about it oftentimes, but I know it would probably be my kind of game. I just have to see if I could turn something like that into, you know, good content for the channel. I know it's very text and menu based and everything, so I don't know if it would be a huge draw, but I should give it a try. Yeah. Honestly, they should just get rid of the dummies here and let us do like an Oklahoma drill or something. Get off a block, go make the tackle. Yeah, I'm sure Out of the Park is great, but when it comes to the sports stuff, I really have only been playing things that I turn into content. Or I'm, like, looking into possibilities of turning into content. What? I don't ever use her on defense, so this is about the only time I do it. Can't remember the last time I played a head-to-head game or anything. I appreciate that, Matt. That's a long, long time. Can't believe how long I've been doing this. It's ridiculous how many Madden launches I've gone through here making content. My second Madden 25, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm not redoing that one. I honestly don't like doing the drills that much. I'm just doing it for show. What playbooks will dominate Sim? We'll see. I imagine we could still see a lot of the same really strong playbooks, and I'm not a fan of that. I don't like how the playbooks have become so dominant, and they haven't even made it so that like slot receivers don't just dominate the Sim stats. Like, that is still a thing. You got to think now at this point, it's got to be by design. Ooh, boxing them out there. That's a nice one, actually. Kind of forgot I should be running actual routes and making cuts. They could have put me on a worse corner, though. Yep, we got a step. We're taking the top off the defense on this one. Put it up, Bryce. Wow, look at that. Xavier Leggett. Can we turn him into a player here in this little rebuild? I haven't ran the actual plays to see how I think it compares to CFB 25 gameplay, but I know that the gameplay in that is like my favorite for EA in a very long time. Yeah, I'm not going to do the rest of the drills here. I really want to get into the season and everything. I'll choose my focus players, though. The players I want to get the extra development on. So this stuff all seems to be behaving the same as it did in the past. And that actually might be my top 3 overall. I'm probably going to swap out Brooks, though, and try to get extra development early on for Bryce Young. Because his rookie year, he probably came into Madden 24 with a higher overall than he is right now. So I feel like we have to make up for lost time. Now let's go through and do a couple upgrades then. We can at least get Bryce up another one. And we're going to go with the field general. Awareness, deep accuracy, throw under pressure. Yeah, he still needs accuracy across the board. The scrambler upgrades probably make a lot of sense. Improviser with the lower under pressure. You know, a lot of these ratings look fine, right? But you got to think of the scale that Madden plays on. Like, there isn't a quarterback that has 43 deep accuracy. It's all basically 70 to 99 outside of UDFAs and players you would never actually put on the field. Like 80 in any category here is bad by comparison. And then for Jonathan Brooks, I'm wanting to definitely get his break tackle up and kind of make him a well-rounded guy. As long as he's a scheme fit, then we get that extra development on him. But we're going to definitely up the power. We'll just simulate those last two upgrades. I want to get through the preseason, do our cuts, and then get to the regular season. And then we're going to keep an eye on these storylines as well. That was kind of the only thing they seem to hype up when it comes to new stuff in franchise. So here we got our offensive coordinator. What's he got to say to us? Ready for the press conference this week? I assume they're going to ask me about position battles. They might. Just be careful what you commit to. Yep, I will be doing some play the moments games as well to get a feel for the game at the same time. All right, let's see what they ask us here. We're at the press conference. You should be having a halfback position battle, according to most experts. Which stat will determine the winner of the battle between Chuba Hubbard and Jonathan Brooks? Well, I know immediately that I want Brooks to kind of be the guy. I'm going to say there won't be a battle. Oh, that's not actually what I wanted, though. Hubbard is our starter. I doubt that will go over well in the locker room. Your players lost trust because you didn't allow players to fight for the job. So there's going to be some new stuff to learn here when it comes to, like, I didn't realize that was going to happen. They kind of penalize you for kind of trying to get by it without doing anything. That is kind of funny. All right, we have another press conference, though. We're doing this again. Good morning. Time to kick off the season. Now that we're in the middle of camp, I've got some roster questions for you. Great, let's go. Quick question about Jadeveon Clowney. What do you have him working on in training camp? Probably helping out everybody else, because he's been in the NFL for 10 years. Pass rushing isn't an answer here, so I'm just going to say tackling. Yeah, he's like a 10-year player. Yeah, we're getting him better at tackling. Great, the fans will be very excited to hear that. I feel like this is going to need a lot of work to, like, focus on the right players and to not feel like an odd, tacked-on feature. Like, I do want more storylines, and I want decisions, but, like, why am I answering a question there about Jadeveon Clowney? Who cares? All right, a new message now from the defensive coordinator. We have an injury to check up on as well. Right, it feels a little forced in some ways. Like, I'd like a lot more checks to make sure these storylines make a little more sense. Just ran into Jaden Crumity in the hallway. It's pretty obvious that he showed up out of shape. Do you want to talk to... Yeah? Showing up out of shape? Make sure you know his personality type. How about my personality type? I'm having a meeting with him. Hey, what's going on with you? I heard you showed up out of shape. I just didn't put in the work this offseason like I have in the past. You're spending too much time on social media. You're in bad shape because you just keep scrolling. Nah, coach, that's not going to work with me. I'm the coach, though. Now we got to cut him now. This is why we're 2-15. No! This is how we're starting out. Deontay Johnson, partial ACL tear. Come on. Oh, Carolina. This team is something else. All right, we got to go make some cuts. I'm making a beeline for Crumity. He's out of shape from spending too much time on social media. I can't. Heading into the team meeting. You don't got to text that to me. Just go to the meeting. I honestly do like the interface. It feels like it actually has a style that they're going for. This morning, I want to talk to you about our team culture. Our culture defines how we play every single week. What do you want us to embrace? That's a question from Bryce Young. Yeah, he gets to choose. You're our starting quarterback, Bryce. You make the call. I want us to be disciplined on offense and defense and play mistake-free football. Great, that's how we'll play all season. The entire season, we get a boost in pursuit and play rec and then carrying on offense. That feels like we could have done better. Bryce, you're cut too. I actually liked that storyline. Like, giving your team kind of an emphasis there. Like, if you want to be this, you know, we're going to stop the run. We're going to be a hard-nosed football team. And you can, like, boost your block shed for the whole year. You know, simulate this was an off-season focus or something. I like that one. But Bryce definitely played it safe on that answer. Yeah, me and mistake-free football, we have never really gotten along. Been a fan since your Vikings franchise in 2012. You're the GOAT. Drinking every time you throw an interception is my favorite game. Do not recommend that. Really don't think so. 43 months as a member. Putting the pressure on me to not throw too many interceptions here. You know, no promises. All right, we got to make some cuts then. We only got 2 quarterbacks. The practice squad has not been updated. Like now in the NFL, you can put veterans on there, and the practice squad is still basically a young player thing here in franchise. But what we're going to do, we're going to put, we're going to cut Mike Boone. We don't need all these running backs. We're going to cut Rashad Penny. And we're going to cut Miles Sanders because that, oh, that's a huge penalty. We're going to cut Miles Sanders anyway because I want it to be Hubbard, Brooks, and Raheem Blackshear. Adam Thielen, Jonathan Mingo. No, we're cutting him. He was bad last year. Thielen, Mingo, Marshall, Liggett, David Moore, Cam Sims, Amir Smith-Marset, Mike Strawn. I'm going to release Cam Sims and David Moore. Amir Smith-Marset's kind of a special teams guy. And Strawn had a really cool catch in primetime last year. Or I don't even know if it was primetime. It was like 40 yards. Madden still doesn't really make you... Oh, yeah, Jordan Matthews is on this team. At tight end. And 32 years old. This is real, by the way. Jordan Matthews. Doesn't have great route running. Doesn't have great blocking. I don't know what they're doing here. I was a Jordan Matthews guy. They don't make you keep a long snapper in the game, so I'm sorry, J.J. Jansen. I feel like 3 tight ends will be enough for us. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We got way too many offensive linemen. Not a good sign for Chandler Zavala here to be 64 overall. To the practice squad you go. I got to step out, so I'll catch up on the VOD later on, but I wanted to drop by and show some support. Thank you so much, Breezy, and thank you everybody else that's stopping by today. There were double the people watching my Buffalo Bulls turn into a 0-star program yesterday. I wanted to see, like, how many people are going to show up to a Launch Madden stream this year, because the hype is as low as I've ever seen. Maybe the Fix Madden franchise year was low. Chandler Zavala allowed 28 pressures in the first month last year. It's not good. It's not promising. Jaden Crumity. Out of shape. The rookie has not made a strong first impression. 6-rounder. We'll see how long he's able to stick around. Continuing to add to our practice squad. We're almost there. Trade for Hassan Reddick just for the memes. Isn't that bizarre? Is your long-term plan to keep Bryce? First of all, I don't even know how far I'm going to go in this rebuild, but yeah, I'm trying to make it work with Bryce first and foremost, and, you know, pivot if that isn't working and we're still going. But yeah, that Hassan Reddick story is kind of bizarre because he wanted out of Philly for the contract, and usually when you trade for a player who wants a new contract, you negotiate that deal, you get permission to negotiate that deal, and then you make the trade, and then you sign the deal. So, I mean, Jet's gonna jet. I should do a video. I cut Lamar Jackson in my franchise. All right, I think we have our roster there set. I'm probably going to do some quick upgrading on a lot of these players, but for the young guys like Liget, I want to make sure we're getting it in the right areas. So I really want to get like the short route running up a little bit, so I'm going to go slot on him. Short route running, catching traffic, and catching. You also want to probably go physical a lot for him and get that release up, but route running needs to improve. And then field general on Trevin Wallace. Nice 3-point zone coverage upgrade there. Yeah, give me Jatavian Sanders at the same time. Because I think I want him to like work at replacing Ian Thomas like pretty much right away. They ended up selecting him pretty early in the draft. Yeah, 4th round, pick 2. That's like a top 100 selection. And Jaden Crumity. Just make sure you get Derek Brown his water on time. Yeah, give me Icky at the same time here. We're just going to go straight into pass protection. Yeah, we're going to upgrade the rest automatically like that. So they open against the Saints. This is a big week, because it might be one of the only weeks either of these teams get a win this year. We're going to keep the auto-gen rookies. We do have to get to our scouting as well, but I'm kind of itching to actually get into a game, and then maybe we can do the scouting after week 1. I'm just going to do like a play the moments game to get a feel for the gameplay. Yeah, I want Jonathan Brooks, you know, as the main running back right away. Want to try to get Leggett going. And obviously now without Deontay Johnson, it's going to be tricky to do what we want to do right off the bat. Jatavian Sanders can pretty much get early work at the same time because like the ratings on the veterans aren't even better than he is. So he's going up number 1. Icky, Damian Lewis. Yeah, the morale is already negative from my first press conference answer. Kane checks Saints depth chart. What am I checking for? I want to get Trevin Wallace some playing time. And then, yeah, Amir Smith-Marset can handle the special team stuff. What's the catching here? Work in progress for Jonathan Brooks. We'll do a little running back by committee. But I want Brooks to get the power back touchdowns. Then you got Clowney, Kaylavon Chason, Derek Brown, Ashawn Robinson. This is where I want Trevin Wallace to step it up. Dane Jackson. What's on the Saints depth chart? Derek Carr. Oh, an update on my Saints? I'm still working on it. Like, it's going to be a little bit before you see it, but I'm really enjoying what I'm putting together with it. I played like 4 games over the weekend, and what I'm doing right now is I'm just getting all the games played. I'm seeing how I want to piece all the episodes together, and then I'm going to put them all together in a way where I can get you all the videos pretty quickly, and like you could be able to watch everything within a couple weeks or so. I debated on making it like one big video, a few somewhat big videos, and it's going to be probably, I don't know how many episodes it's going to end up being. But majority of them will cover multiple games, but I think you'll really like how I do it. It's going to be a fun time. Been watching since the Peyton Manning Rams days. I appreciate that, Robbie. Thank you so much. Let's do our weekly strategy, do our storyline, and then get on to the actual First game here, playing with the Carolina Panthers. I'm just playing on default, not Heisman in this game, all Madden, I believe. All right, Deontay Johnson's our only injured player. There's 2 here on the Saints. Are we seeing maybe a few more serious or like medium length injuries in this game? Some more big injuries, but I don't know how many of these were already in the game. Like some of the season enders that happen in real life. I do have the pre-existing injuries turned on. Kane, is J.J. McCarthy already the best quarterback to ever play for Michigan? He might be. That was a fun preseason game. Let's set our season goal. Why not? Realistically, like saying we want to win 4 games is just too sad. I have to say at least 7. There's no way I'm saying 4 is a success. I couldn't even win 4 with Buffalo in my first year of the dynasty. All right, media interview. What do we got? Yeah, there will be an edited version of the Buffalo offseason on the way. Coach, going into the season, what area of the team are you worried about the most? Defense. I like how they ask a negative question. So if the defense is weaker, what part of the offense is the strongest? No, you turned this around on me. Huh? You were asking... This is why journalism is dead. I don't know what the question is anymore. I should have said O-line. Rush for 1,300 as a team. How did we get here by saying the defense was worse? How did we get here? I think I'm on all Madden. Perfect. All right, time to play my first game here. It's going to be a little play the moments experience. I don't know why I bothered. They're messing with the wind. We're in the Superdome. Get a feel for the presentation now. Week 1, Panthers and the Saints. How's Madden 25 so far? I haven't even gotten on the field yet. This is the first time. It took a while to get through preseason and whatnot. I'm playing on PS5. My PC to me is just not like a gaming machine. Alrighty, playing the moments out. It's already 7-0 New Orleans. And I'm jumping right into a 3rd and 1 on this possession. Third down and 1. We're going to get to the outside and run into our own guy, just as we drew it up there with Jonathan Brooks. And we lose an offensive lineman in the process. That's Robert Hunt. I thought I had to do more than just get that conversion. I thought I was playing the rest of the drive. Is the game out fully if you bought the bundle of NCAA? That's how I got it, yeah. So I was able to download it yesterday, and then it unlocked at a couple hours ago. Downhill, got the first down there with Brooks. Can I go hurry up? No? I mean, the first 2 runs felt good. I know what you're waiting for. The end of the quarter. It's popping up some milestones there down below. You'll notice. Got a progress bar and everything. Working to the outside now, and a short pickup. Trying to set us up on that hash so I could do a play action the other way. Xavier Liggett. I don't like it. Going to be the short throw out to Tommy Tremble. We're trying to get Carolina's first points since week 16 of last year, right? Didn't score week 17 or week 18. And caught. That's Mingo. There's a first down. This is one of my Buffalo plays here. Bubble screen. Thielen, touchdown. Carolina scores again. There we go. Very fitting. As a Viking fan, my first touchdown in the game here is with Adam Thielen, as I have the training wheels fully on this offense right now. But now we're going to be going to the defensive side. 3rd down and 6 at R28. So knowing it's a shorter field to work with, I play a little more man coverage on my half. Blitzing car, and it's Kamara unable to make the catch. There's a stop. I know everybody's impressed that I didn't get intercepted my first pass attempt of the year. We're taking over 10-7. There's still time for an INT. I feel like I'm having trouble finding plays that I actually want to call. Dumped off. We're trying to get Liggett going this year, obviously. Get him a fast start. 3 catches, 27 yards. The next Buffalo episode? I'm not sure yet if it'll be tomorrow or the next day. Jonathan Brooks is in. Touchdown, Panthers. Game looks very slow compared to the pace of CFB. I think that's intentional. Like, the college game is a little more, just more open, I guess. Like, offenses have a really big advantage. And I think that it's the right style for the differences here in the games. Even if the NFL athletes are on average, better and faster, just like, it's hard to really put into words, but it's the way it should be to me. It's a fake, and we're going to roll out with Bryce. We're trying to not get picked. I probably could have got him there at the end, but if you can tell, I'm trying to cut back on some of the interceptions, if you wouldn't mind, which means I have to leave some of the plays on the field from time to time. If you think I can cut down my interceptions and not lose anything good at the same time, you're sorely mistaken. Give me that. Give me that. Mingo on the move. Mingo was his name-o. He's got the first down. When is the next Miami episode? Thank you for asking. 1 second. Got him. Jonathan Brooks through the middle. Miami is going up as soon as this stream is done. I'm going to be directing all of you to that video. Bryce has a lot of pass attempts here. I'm going to have to take a look at if like this sim length isn't good for play the moments, because he shouldn't have 27 pass attempts in the first half. 35 seconds on the clock. Give me Thielen. No! Why is Demario Davis so good? Probably not going to league it on this play. Or anywhere, as a matter of fact. Wow, that was unnecessary, that second shot at the end there. All right, 3rd down, 19. I'm letting the clock run. I made that mistake, and we're throwing it up top for Thielen. No. Yes, throw flag. Now my first time trying out this new kick meter. I forgot I had to hold it. Yeah, penalties are on. I haven't really messed with any settings. Yeah, I'm thinking that for play the moments, this is going to be maybe too many plays. Minnesota Thielen catches that, absolutely. Carolina ruined him. 17-14 is the score right now. They're at our 15. Going to Kamara. Oh, God. Shaq Thompson. What are we doing here? This is like college football 25 defense. Touchdown Saints. You should do a Vikings rebuild. One of my plans before the start of the NFL season is to do, like I've said, I'm going to experiment more with my Madden content this year. Not looking to do as much of the same stuff I have done here initially. I'm obviously trying this to, do a little rebuild in stream format. I might do this a couple days and see how it goes. And then I want to do one on my own. And I'm going to do a Vikings rebuild. And I'm planning on that hopefully being one video. But who knows? Maybe it takes too long. 7 for 47. Wish I could have Deontay right now, really bad. This is all messed up here. There we go. Took me forever to get that set up. Out to Thielen, to the end zone. Touchdown! Trickery from the Panthers. Thielen to Terrace Marshall. I was trying to set that up. We got some new trick plays to mess around with. You know, that could have been good XP to go to Bryce, but it looked cooler coming from Thielen. 24-21. We got the ball. Am I getting burnt out on Madden rebuilds? No. But I only have so much time to dedicate to, like, big series. And I want to do more than just big series that take a ton of time. Because I have a lot of ideas for videos and stuff I'd like to do, but I don't get to half those ideas. This feels a lot easier than what they got in CFB. Like, that accuracy was not a concern at all. Yeah, I believe technically this is early access. I bought the bundle of CFB and Madden Deluxe, so I think that the base version isn't available until Friday or Thursday night or something. All right. We're on defense. Game coming down, you know, to the final minutes. Go cover 2. They're going to motion out Kamara. Carr over the middle. That's Rashid Shaheed. You're right, Kenny. I'm a lot more intentional right now, and I've planned stuff out a lot better to be able to do a lot more of those things. It was my plan to do that, you know, last year with Madden. I didn't do Raiders until January. I wanted to do more different styles of video until then. Instead, all I did is play baseball. Again, over the middle, Taysom Hill. We're kind of giving them those a little too easily. And now, nice, running in front of Taysom Hill. Good work. Can Carr handle the pressure here? This is not a defense I normally like to call here. Pressure. Nope. Chris Olave. We got to leave ourselves a little time, even if they do score. I appreciate that, Kenny. Yeah, I've been trying to change a lot of things, and I'm just kind of tired of... It's not that I don't like making big series, but the fact that I've been making these series and there hasn't really been options to, well, maybe the better way is just, like, the way my process made it necessary for everything to take forever. And it really isn't what I've wanted. Carr, middle, too easy. So, like, even on the second channel with things like the Raiders, I've been changing up that format more with Miami, making us go at a faster speed because the Raiders' speed was ridiculously slow. And I love what I'm doing in Miami. And you got to see today's video. Y'all are going to have to see that when it's done. Mr. Hurricane, what should I eat for dinner? Enchiladas. That's what I had last night. It was a fantastic choice on my part. I'm going to call timeout there. Third down, right up the gut with ease. Chicken, cheese, or beef? I usually go beef. With rice and beans. Probably going to be too little too late here. Crumity's in there. And we finally get him to fourth down, and it's going to be with like no time left on the clock. Just a little chip shot field goal for the win, or they got 1 second left for us. And actually, that's it. They don't give us an extra last moment there. So our Panthers dropped the opener, had chances here, but lose by 3 to the Saints. We had some good moments. I asked for double beans and no rice. That's a power move. Double beans, no rice. Yeah, you're just built different. $36 attempts to 43. I just want to see what type of a play count they gave us here, because this feels like it's going to be either extremely pass heavy or inflated. So 43 pass attempts plus 36 plus, it doesn't tell me sacks on this menu, plus 19 runs plus 12 plus 6 plus 2. Plus 3. So that's 121 plays. That's pretty sim. Double beans, no rice. Well, you're definitely not getting style points on your plate picks for that one. We're going to go elusive back here on Jonathan Brooks. I'm going to kind of alternate the power and elusive upgrades on him. Will Matt make sliders for this game? I would imagine. Oh, yeah, we still got to look at our scouting options here for this season. So, we have a lot of needs, especially on the defensive side. Here are the free agents we have at the end of year one as well. There's Deontay Johnson. Want to re-sign him, and does he want to come back? Not really. Jordan Fuller, Shaq Thompson, Austin Corbett. You know, with how much this team needs, it really is more just a BPA and not a specific position. They have cap space. They're going to have picks now, so they'll have chances to address everything. But here is the draft class. Let's take a look at the top positions. And now this is something new in franchise. I forgot about this, where the interface has changed a lot. And as you get information, you're able to now sort it out by attributes, or you can sort it by pro day numbers. This is going to make it nicer to at least get more information faster and to sort through your players. And already on some of these guys, we are getting like ranges on their physical abilities. That's pretty cool. I'm not sure why exactly, but these guys are solid round one. Maybe they're just meant to be the more well-known guys, and so they give you a little more information right off the bat. But you got 2 top 5 quarterbacks here, Randy Kerr and Dylan Johnston, with a day 2 option and then a bunch of backups most likely. Wow, this is, okay. Running back, not great. Yeah, I must have some scouting percentage done, even though I haven't even chose anything yet. Receiver is definitely something you could still look into with this team, but it feels like it's not as much of a round one deal here. And then tight end has a few guys that could go pretty early, not a high priority. For offensive line, this does not seem like a great O-line class. It's all stacked at right tackle. So maybe defense is built up nicely for us then. B.J. McElroy. Then you've got Hugh Bell and a bunch of guys that are rounds 1 to 2 at right end with 5 solid round 1 D tackles. And that is definitely something we could look into. The linebacker doesn't really show a whole lot there for first round talent. And then in the secondary, like cornerback is something we should think about. And there are some safeties here as well. So what are we thinking here for a national focus then? D tackle offers like the best overall talent. But edge rusher is most certainly in need. So we probably want at least 1 scout for edge rusher. Especially because some of these guys, you know, could be solid round 1 or round 2. Yeah, I think we're going to go edge with our best scout. So the way I always do this, okay, because you automatically have guys right off the bat. But to make it easier, I just fire all my scouts right away, and then I build a whole new staff. So I want edge. I do want to say, too, the menus have been very, like, responsive and everything so far. I'm looking for the E's. I need to look at the DEs. All right. With D tackle as an expertise, too, I like that because it's a really good defensive tackle draft as well. And then I also want at least 1 D tackle class, or 1 D tackle scout. I want maybe my 2-star to be a cornerback scout. So that gives us 3 guys. I'm going to go with another defensive end 1-star. And then I got to show at least a little bit of love on the offensive side. And let's say we're bad enough to be in position for a quarterback. Do we consider maybe doing like a 1-star quarterback that specifically targets that region? Because they're both going to be West Coast guys. That is an option. So, cornerback, what's the best region for that? We can toggle with L1, R1. West has 3 of the best. Wait, it took away my filter. All right, West is not good. I don't like having to redo this every time. Central is an option. Northeast would also be an option. Maybe not Southeast as much. So let's just go with the Northeast then on our cornerback scout. And then on D tackle and D end. Let's just go by the region breakdown here. You know, maybe receiver on our last one. If receiver, it's saying receiver is one of the strongest positions. And the Central is showing along with the Northeast and the Southeast. All right, we'll make wide receiver our third scout. I'm going to... Whoops. I accidentally fired somebody. My bad. But I know who it was. Gotta get Lulu back on the staff here. That was my bad. I was trying to sort, and square turns into fire on this menu. And then defensive end, which seems to be the best. Right end is west or northeast. We'll go with west, and that just leaves central for the last one. I wish this was a little bit smoother to be able to set your scouts and not have to back in and out of menus 1,000 times. But we get it done. All right, so an 0-1 start for our Panthers. Now, we're not going to go into anywhere close to every game. Next up, we get the Jim Harbaugh-led Chargers. We're going to keep checking on these different storylines, too. I've been wanting to see this stuff. I heard a rumor about our expectations for our first-round pick. Press conference in week 2. Let's talk about the draft and your first-round pick. I wish they would speed some of this up. What are your expectations for Xavier Legette? I'm going to go with the risky one because I do think it's going to be somewhat tough to get him to 1,000 yards. His ratings, I don't think, are in a spot for that much production early on. But we'll set that goal right there. If he earns that, we'll get 9,000 experience. And then here we also have messages popping up. Nothing too important there. Can I go over the new equipment? I can take a look at it. How do you feel about the results in your season opener? We lost to the Saints by 3. Obviously not happy with how we played. Which side of the ball struggled more? I'm going to say defense. Offense put up 24 points. We didn't get stops at the end. Who needs to play better this week? Who do you want to challenge? Ooh. Pass rushers. Specifically, DJ Wanham. So he gets a small boost for the next game. All right, let's see how we do here against the Chargers. We won that game, actually. 34-31. So another good day for the offense. 3 touchdowns for Bryce, 2 interceptions. Our defense picked up 3 sacks and 2 picks, so I'll take that. 60 yards on the ground for Jonathan Brooks. And then Thielen, 7 catches, a $136, 3 touchdowns. While Xavier League at 3 for 36. And how about on defense here? Derek Brown stepped it up. Clowney got a sack as well. Interceptions for Shaq Thompson, a pair of them. Yeah, the dialogue does feel pretty forced, and at the same time, those scenes move pretty slow. So I'm not sure the feedback there on that feature is going to be great. I think there are going to be some of those storylines that are legitimately interesting, but a lot that feel like it's kind of bloat. So let's choose our regional focus scouts then. We want, I wish it would just default to their number 1. I'm not doing a main channel big franchise. That's not my plan this year. I'm sticking with college football and the Bulls series, and then I'm working on some stuff with the Saints still that I think is going to be really fun. Just don't have the time or really the desire to do another big Madden franchise at the moment. I want to do smaller stuff and experiment more this year. We're putting up some pretty good numbers offensively early in the season. 29 points per game. Continuing to upgrade Bryce as well. I think I want to go with something different this time. Maybe the Scrambler upgrade isn't a bad idea. Break sack and medium accuracy. That works for me. Yeah, I could show you a couple plays of CPU when we get into our next game. We're also going to upgrade Trevin Wallace. On the Saints, I'm just working on everything. Like, I have to get a lot of gameplay recorded before I can give you like a timetable or a serious update. Tips for scouting players? Well, there isn't a lot you need to do to set it up. Just, you know, making sure you've got scouts set up in the areas where they can look at players you're most interested in seeing. It's really more so just being able to look at a player's scouting profile and to kind of make sense of it. So you're piecing together information based off of their athleticism, archetype, age, and just determining where you might want to take a guy. So, I mean, there isn't a lot of work that goes into the scouting. It's just, do you have the information or not? And then focusing on the right areas with each player, obviously, depending on what you're looking for in their skill set. Yeah, I want to simulate through another week. We win again. We beat the Raiders 17-14. So now we win with a little bit better defensive performance, it looks like. Panthers moved to 2-1. Let's talk about Bryce Young and how he's played up to this point. What has he done well so far this season? Say yards per attempt, even though I haven't seen the numbers overall. I'm not sure I agree. His stats haven't been that impressive. He's still a great quarterback, and I have his back. Your quarterback is frustrated that you didn't know whether he'd been playing well. Morale drops by 5 for the offense. These storylines, a lot of them are a little weird. It's frustrating when your head coach can't remember how well you've played. Yeah, a lot of that has not been implemented very well. Bryce is getting cut next for being a bad leader. Xavier Liggett. Medium route running, release, catching. I think the thing that I want to do is kind of cherry pick which one of those storylines actually look like they're going to be worth talking about. Like, I might skip a lot of the media ones. I like, you know, setting goals for the players, and that was a media one. But, like, ones like that, I don't know. That's not what I'm looking for. So we're going to keep advancing through the season. And what's our record now? 3-1. Panthers are actually kind of nice right off the bat. We just won 12-7 against the Bengals. What do these stats look like? Look at us shutting down Joe Burrow. Nothing. Nice day running for Brooks and Hubbard. Thielen 7 for 69. Just by being here, I've rebuilt the Panthers. Just my presence. The Bears are next. I might do play the moments on that one just to see Caleb. We got storyline here. I'm gonna click through it. You know, I'm gonna put myself through this and all of you at the same time. Good to see you. I disagree. Coach, we're 5 weeks in. Do you feel like you have a solid idea of how good your team is this season? Of course. If you had to look into the future, how many wins do you think this team can finish with? There's not a head coach that would ever answer that question. 10 or 11 wins. So for the purposes of this being like a rebuild and, you know, I feel like I've got an idea of how these storylines and everything work. I'm probably going to start skipping a lot of them. It's slowing things down, and I'm not really enjoying them. Let's do a play the moments here in the Chicago game. Yeah, I like the idea of storylines and everything, but it's just such a weird implementation for some of it. And like, you want to add immersive feel to franchise, but most of these questions would never get answered. You'd probably lose your media credentials for some of these questions. They surely wouldn't get answered, honestly. Imagine Bill Belichick getting asked some of these questions. You want to see some slow sim here? Sure. Obviously, slow sim's a big part of what I've done over the years on Madden on the second channel. Bryce out to Thielen. This gives you the more CPU experience. First impression? Well, the storylines definitely feel like a really unfinished. And I'm just not really a fan of how a lot of those go. Like, I get what they're trying to do, but it does kind of detract because a lot of them are just not realistic types of questions. And I shouldn't have to, like, make promises here with the media. On field, the gameplay felt, pretty fine in that first game I played. Harrison Mevis missed a field goal. Great job. I do think the UI is an overall improvement. I like the scouting board improvement. That'll save some time when going through players and getting information. But is there anything else that's new and relevant that stands out? No. Caleb, gonna run right up the middle. And gets down. Yeah, Team Builder's a thing. It's not available yet, but that'll be something to check out. But that had some drawbacks as well, even with CFB 25. Yeah, the scoreboard does look a lot better. Very Monday Night Football inspired. What was that? Like, the UI choices they've made, I'm on board with for the most part. The scoreboard is better. The main franchise menu is improved. But this is not something that's a major selling point. As someone who spends, hundreds of hours in these games, like, yes, that's one thing that immediately stands out and I like. The UI is better. It's faster. It's at least very responsive. Whereas at launch last year, it was atrocious. It was so slow. All right, taking over offensively now. Bryce. Oh, he's in trouble and sacked. He failed that moment. We're keeping the scoring to a minimum here. Is the scouting different? The scouting is the same, but being able to sort by, sort the prospect list by ratings and athletic traits and stuff is a really nice quality of life upgrade. It might be the most meaningful upgrade in franchise. Down goes Swift. I'm in the first year. I've only been playing here for like an hour and a half. I'm not intending for this take forever either, but I'm just getting a look at all the different things, and it's kind of been time consuming. Let's see, we got R30. I gotta just get a playoff here. That motion takes too long. Yeah, the draft was something else they were talking about as news, so we definitely want to get into a draft today. That was my pick six throw to J.J. Jenkins in the Western Michigan game. Nope. No one's moving the ball that well. Not enough time, and that's underthrown. So the offense looking to go into half perhaps with a with no points. I want to sim us to the second half. Oops, I'm trying to get the jump forward. All right, what do we got here going into the fourth quarter? It is still 6-0. Now 9-0. There's Hubbard. Got it there. Thielen. That's first and goal. We got to go hurry up here. Let's save some time. Out to Leggett, and can't turn it up. Or out at the 2. Oh, I thought it was the same control. Madden's now on the CFB control. That's right. I love having a new option mechanic. I think when they announced this, I was on board. It's been the toughest thing to try and like relearn. Thielen! He's in, come on! We're sneaking that in. Bryce, I need you to get all 5-9 of you into the end zone on this. 4th and goal! Touchdown! We need the ball back. How do you keep the ball in a read option? Holding X to keep, doing nothing to give it to the running back. Yeah, head coach on the PS3 is a nightmare. I'm not playing that again. I have it on 360 now, so if I revisit head coach, it's going to be there. Cole Kmet. This is bad. We need the goal line stand. It's going to be a fullback dive with Kari Blasingame. Touchdown, Chicago. And that's ball game. Bears win it 16-7. I've played a couple of games, and all my games are like 40-35. What are you playing on? I'm on default all Madden, but I'm doing play the moments, so it's heavily influenced by sim. Probably leading to a lot less scoring overall. All right, that takes us into week 6. So I'm going to skip a lot of these media ones, but like team meeting, maybe this one will be interesting. Team meeting room week 6. Let's talk about the Falcons. What did you see during film study? We can run on their defense. Good. Any player specifically? Yeah, me. Oh, what? Left end 1 and outside linebacker 1. How should we attack that? Run right at them and force their outside linebacker Arnold Ebiketie to make plays. Any injuries? I lost Deontay Johnson in simulating, but that's really it so far. And then here is the mock draft that they're giving us right now. Looks about the same as last year. All right, we beat the Falcons 14-3. And then it's going to follow up this storyline here. That was a great win. I'm frustrated we didn't do a good job exploiting their run defense. Yeah, not really feeling it there. There's got to be a better way to have like different game day goals and storylines play out. I am not doing that one. We're going to keep upgrading Xavier Leggett, though. Let's see what he's given us so far this season. 15 catches, $159. And he's been out there for a lot of the snaps as well. So, you know, there's not a whole lot more we can do. We should be getting Deontay back pretty soon. What if the dude wants 150 yards and he gets 149? Is he going to be upset? I think that's how it's designed. All right, let's get some more progress going here. We should get Deontay, I think, back maybe after one more week. We got our first breakout here. We have to choose our national focus at the same time. So that's going to be defensive end. Are torn ACLs back in the game? I've seen some partially torn ACLs. Let's check our injury report. Knee cartilage tear on Amir Smith-Marset. Deontay's back. All right. We're 4-3. Deontay, Thielen, Leggett. We're going to make Deontay the slot receiver. Let's check out our D-line breakout. After the big game from Derek Brown, I say we push him for another one. I want to choose new goal just to see what all the possibilities are. 5 tackles and 2 TFLs. That's probably the easiest one there. We'll see if he's able to do that. This is for a dev upgrade. I also wanted to take a look at the progressive fatigue stuff because I had, I believe, set that on. Not much here is going down. We'll see by the end of the year what it's like. Five spin move on that upgrade there for Jonathan Brooks. So that gives him a spin move now of truly an 83, but morale is still negative from the stuff I did earlier in the season. All right, we got a couple losses stacked up now. It's a 4-4 record, and now let's go to the D-line breakout. In the coach's office now for the first time. And that was an atypical game from you. What happened? I think it was a combination of me not playing well and their game plan. Bottom line, I have to be better. Hang in there, there will be more chances. Yeah, the new kickoff is in the game. Yes, I just haven't really been playing full games to see it in action. When I first got the game on and I was grabbing a thumbnail of Bryce, I did see one on there. How's the game feeling so far? I mean, the feel of stuff that I've interacted with in-game is fine. Not really liking the storylines a whole lot. I am already starting to ignore a lot of them just because I don't want to. Yeah, we lost again. Now we're 4-5 on the season. So after a good start, the year seems to be unraveling a bit. Let's simulate even more. Get to our bye week. And we end up 5-5 at the bye. So very much winnable in the NFC South here already in Season 1. Trying to speed this up a little bit. I know it's been pretty slow and this is meant to be a rebuild, so gonna start doing a lot of auto upgrades and everything. All right, coming out of the bye, you got the Chiefs. You know, that's not likely to be a win for us, and it's not 35-16. We lost that game badly. Yeah, the UI is definitely responsive and feels like you can move as fast as you need to move. Lose hard here to the Philadelphia Eagles. We're 6-7. So we want to get to the offseason here and just see, all right, if we're in the playoffs, let's go play these playoff games. If not, let's see what the draft is like in this one. We lose to the Cowboys. It feels like things are unraveling a bit. I'll check on a text message storyline just because that's something I haven't really played around with yet. We have to shift our focus to the Cardinals. What do we find through film study? Their slot receiver could be trouble for CB3. I think these storylines take too much time. Especially like the waiting for the scenes to load in. I can skip a lot of this. We got an injury on this one too. There goes any hopes of him having a strong rookie year. Leggett's basically out for the season now. So if his season's done there, 35 catches, 430 yards. It's a start. Was coming off his most receiving yards in a game. But that's probably going to wipe out any more chances. Vikings overall had some really promising players. There were a lot of D linemen I wasn't super familiar with that made plays in the second half. Jalen Naylor made some plays. Looks like he might be wide receiver 3. JJ had some moments. I really enjoyed the game, actually, a lot. I know, I don't like how they say CB3 and they're not using like player names and stuff. It's really, you know, just dumbed down too much for me. Yeah, we can take a look at some of the injuries around the league just to see what, you know, the default setting looks like. There's a season ender on Kyron Williams, and Puka Nacua got hurt. It feels like there are more multi-week injuries, but I'm also like looking for them, so I am seeing them when they pop up. I would say you need a higher injury setting than what default gives you. All right, so 6 and 8. Yeah, New Orleans needs one more win to wrap up the division. All right, season finale is us and Atlanta. I guess we have an outside chance of making the playoffs still, but I'm simming this week. And at the end of year 1, we have missed the playoffs with an 8-9 record. The Saints take the division. We were the 10 seed, and there is no 10 seed in the playoffs. So we can at least see, you know, there's probably going to be so many of these storylines that pop up here on the left based on various like answers you gave throughout the season. So we can check on some of this. You know, we wanted to run for 1,300 yards this year, and we did meet that goal as a team. So that's going to give our entire offense 2,500 experience. I thought when that was kind of asked, I think the route that we got there was really odd. But like having a goal of 1,300 rushing yards, I thought was like, you know, a good objective to have. A lot of Ryan Clark here. And then Xavier Leggett, you know, didn't produce great, got hurt. So that didn't work out. And then on Derek Brown, okay, 10-11 wins. Yeah, we didn't get there. As a lifelong Panther fan, I will take an 8-9 season. That would be a huge success this year if they could go 8-9. And that's exactly what we've done here. So Bryce Young, 26 touchdowns to 11 interceptions. I think that's a decent stat line overall. Yards are nothing too special. Jonathan Brooks, 791 with 5 touchdowns. And then Thielen had a really big year. 96 catches, almost 1,100 yards, 11 touchdowns. Decent production for Jatavian Sanders. Mingo did get 5 touchdowns. And then on the defensive side, we got 12.5 sacks for Derek Brown, but this team needs a huge influx of young pass rush. So let's prepare for a little off-season here. I'm not going to be looking to have this take forever, but we'll sim it to the Super Bowl. And it's the Ravens and the 49ers. I should check on the league leaders, by the way. I want to see those stats. Look at JJ up here, 34 and 16. Will Levis had 25. Anthony Richardson, 22 picks. A lot of interceptions here. Even I don't throw that many interceptions. Dak had 46 touchdowns. Cowboys, you know, they're pretty much always good here in simulating. Dak has MVP numbers. Burrow really good. Mahomes really good. Lamar 38 and 5. No way Derek Carr is that good of a season. These yards per game seem really low. Like, how many 4,000-yard passers were there in the NFL last year? In our franchise here, 4 4,000-yard passers. In real life, there were 10. If we judge it by yards per game, I mean, 216 is really low. Only 5 quarterbacks top 216 in our franchise here, and then in real life, there was like 30 guys that did it. Sack numbers also look pretty low overall. Rushing numbers, Mixon leads the league, 1791, and then Josh Jacobs. That's a lot of carries there for Joe Mixon. CMC, 1293, 6.1 yards a carry. And then, like, no one breaks out with a huge receiving year. We're going to see a 1,700-yard receiver this year. I don't know who it is. It could be CD, but we don't see those seasons often in Madden Sims. So the logic definitely feels like it's still not very good. Jefferson, Addison, 2 of the top options here. So Vikings simulating nice with their passing numbers. 14 touchdowns for Jordan Addison. So yeah, the sim stats feel a lot like, you know, years past. Real life last year, 28 receivers had over 1,000 yards. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Shout out to the Vikings for making the winning the NFC North this year. Great year for them. The Ravens win the Super Bowl, 31-28. Rushing quarterback stats, those have gotten better. Like, you will see, you know, like Lamar and Kyler typically get pretty good stats. Or at least, you know, there is an effort to get them running. 416 for Kyler, 3 touchdowns. How about someone who doesn't run like a ton? What did Jordan Love have? 298. That feels pretty good. But how about someone who runs a lot? Lamar, 921. How about Josh Allen? 515. How about Kirko? Not on the page. Shouldn't be. All right, we got Mock Draft 4 showing up right now. This is earlier than it usually shows up. We got retirements as well. Case Keenum. Russell Wilson retires after 1 year. Taysom Hill retires. We lose Henry Anderson and Troy Hill. I wonder if Mock Draft 5 still spoils the entire draft. Probably. That's why I don't look at Mock Draft 5 anymore. And yeah, I guess we can check on some of these storylines going into the offseason. Wanted to touch base with you about off-season workouts. Let's talk about Jonathan Brooks. What are you focusing on during off-season workouts? Well, I've been skipping it to move on. Work on speed, agility, and acceleration instead, or preventing injuries. I do like that you can give players, you know, kind of direction for the offseason like this. Why? Being faster makes you unstoppable. Like, I don't know my guys' personalities. Why can't, I don't like how that plays out. Like, it's fair to say we want to get you, you know, bigger, faster in the offseason. It shouldn't be up to a personality trait for me to pick the right answer. You cannot design sports games the way you would design games from other genres. Like, just piecing systems together like that don't work because you're trying to emulate something real. We won't ask you to spoil your plans publicly. First time they were reasonable. We got some upgrades to spend at least, so we're going to have Bryce going into next year. We'll do a couple field general upgrades on him. And then we'll also do an improviser. And how are things looking? You know, not terrible overall. Let's do a scrambler. Yeah, I didn't do any re-signing during the season, so it's going to all happen here at this final stage. All right, let's go through an off-season then. We got a player meeting. Let's see if these off-season storylines are any better. Yeah, I agree, Andrew. Like, storylines were kind of one of the big things for this game, and I'm not impressed with their implementation. I hate the cold. How do we get here? Would you change that about me? What are we doing? I want you to care more about being a starter. Coach, I don't feel like you've built up. I'm going to keep my #1 motivation the same. All right, so that's a situation then where like players have focuses in free agency, and it's like a chance to like skew what's most important to them. I can't believe that's in the game. I mean, I hate the cold too. That's why I moved. Even though I can relate. And, like, it's not like we're playing in Minnesota or anything, so, like, it's never going to be a huge factor with him re-signing with Carolina. We're trading him to Green Bay. All right, we're going to pick up the option then on Ike Ekwonu. I think that, although it's a large amount of money, offensive linemen here in the low 80s can often go for a pretty good amount. So we're going to pick that up. Deontay does want to come back now, which is good for us. He's the main player that we want back. So let's sign him. Try to sign him to a 3-year deal. A little bit longer than I'd like. That's the way it goes sometimes. That's done. I'm 6'5". Would you change that about me? Oh my God. Jordan Fuller, 3 years, 20. See, this is where I might want to see what I can do in the offseason instead. I don't think I'm wanting to give out a bunch of big deals right now to these guys. So let's advance into free agency. We got $41 million. And here's what our team looks like right now. You know, we still have Thielen for now. I wonder, though, if we could probably get out of this deal. He has gotten a lot older. This one hurts as a Viking fan. Ah, there's still a big penalty. I bet we could trade him somewhere. No one's offering, though. Let's see if we can work out a trade. Not many teams are actually like needing receiver, it says. The Saints are deep with no cap space. The Vikings need a receiver, it says. Get the band back together. Give us a 5th round pick, Minnesota. And that's how it's done right there. Adam Thielen traded back to the Vikings. We got no depth now at running back. We should bring in a playmaker here for this team. And then our center spot is something else we have to look at. And then just like, you know, the best players we can bring in defensively. Literally every position could be addressed. And how many players are interested in coming here? Basically nobody. There are some good players hitting free agency after year 1, though, so definitely some chances for other teams to get better. At receiver, we got DeAndre, Shaheed, Elijah Moore. Not the most exciting options here, but we do need a receiver to replace Thielen, essentially. Shaheed's a little bit younger, and he's got some speeds, so I'm kind of tempted to go there, although $10 million a year for an 80 overall receiver is what we're looking at. What else you got here? Ryan Kelly at 32. Connor McGovern. What about on defense then? I know Chase Young wasn't interested. BJ Hill, $12.3 million. It feels like these are big demands, and I want them to be asking for a lot of money. Free agency is where you overpay for talent. That's the way it is, the way it always will be. We do have to replace Shaq. Tyrell Dodson might be a decent option then to pick up to give us a second linebacker to play, or Jermaine Pratt. Both got wheels. But, let's see. Yeah, I'm going to go Dodson. He'd actually be a really good fit. And then cornerback is also pretty thin right now. I might give an offer out to someone like Brandon Stevens. He'd be an easy upgrade. Or maybe I go Michael Carter II. He's younger and at least has a little bit of interest. We may have to boost this offer a little bit to get him to join. We could at least try for Chase Young. We could give him an offer. I wonder what his demand is. 20.6. 11 teams are offering, so I already know I'm not going to win this. But we'll boost our numbers and see what we can do there. And then going back to center now. We just need someone. Doesn't have to be the best guy out there. McGovern probably would be just, fine. Stopgap. Let's get these evaluated now. That's most of our money tied up in offers. So free agency seems to work about the same as it did last year and for the last couple of years. We get Michael Carter II, Tyrell Dodson, and Connor McGovern. We do not get Chase Young. He goes to Arizona instead. Amari Cooper to the Lions. Shaq Thompson's gone. Jalen Warren. So I should have some money freed up now with Chase Young turning us down. A second running back wouldn't be a bad idea as Hubbard hits free agency. I still got a soft spot here for Antonio Gibson. Let me give him a 1-year deal. And then, Elijah Moore, $10 million a year. I'm not sure yet what I want to do there. I might have to look at the draft and see what we can do. At least take a look at what the draft looks like. But here's an update now with our team. Oh, I have to reset the depth chart, I think. Greg Dortch. I would not be against Greg Dortch. He's randomly reliable. Sign Odell to a 1-year. I would not be against that either. Thank you guys for helping me GM this thing. Juju to upgrade your brand rating on TikTok. See, we have to cover all our bases here. But O-line's done. Sanders trying to develop at tight end. And then you got Liggett, Deontay, Mingo. Yeah, got to get a receiver on this team still. And then we got, 2 corners we can start. We got Derek Brown. We need a D tackle pretty bad. Linebacker's pretty set now. I also have coach points I could look at spending. Let's see what I can do with those. I definitely want to work down to get the extra focus player slots, which is going to be in this tree, staff modifications. So I'm going to focus on the OC talents. I mean, that's going to be Canales' game anyway. When can I buy this one? When does that unlock? Not yet. Oh, you can go on both sides of this one. Thought you had to pick one. I'm going to make sure we get at least 2 more of those focus slots opened up then for the extra experience next year. And let's go back to see what else we can do in free agency then. We got $21 million. That should be enough. Odell Beckham. Maybe he's got 1 more year in him. I'm going to lowball him, though. I don't have a lot of cap space to be just throwing around $8 million. But I can maybe do 5. Where was Greg Dortch? Yes, Greg Dortch. 1 year deal. We're going to drop this a bit. And do I have a running back here I could bring in? Elijah Mitchell is fine. I think Khalil Herbert's a good player. I just don't think he'll actually sign. I'm not sure anybody will with these offers I'm throwing out, but that's too bad. If I'm going to give out any more decent money, it's going to be at D tackle. I probably won't give these guys exactly what they're looking for. But if I want to bring in just a solid run stopper, I think you got 3 pretty even options here with Hurst, Fadukasi, and BJ Hill. So I'll probably go... Hurst has the lower demand, just being a 76, so it might be easier to sign him. But I'm still going to try to drop this down to like... yeah, maybe a high 6. All right, let's see if any of these work. Not there. We're going to lose on Odell. And then Packers coming in for Herbert. No new Panthers yet. It's available. Yeah, I bought the $150 version of college football and Madden, so I think the EA Play trial is another way you could play. Come on, guys, just sign. Yes, we got Gibson signed. We got Maurice Hurst signed. So that's a couple more spots we've addressed. We'll see if Dortch takes a very fair offer or not. Yeah, I know. 2K's GM mode has been ahead for so many years. There's so many features in there that I love playing with. The 1 year I really spent time on it. This isn't the trial. I'm playing the deluxe edition. Just like I did with CFB 25. Did Antonio Gibson end up signing? No. Or that wouldn't be the way to find out. Okay, we have Gibson. And we did end up getting Dortch. Okay. So that just gives us more depth. It's not like a big signing in any way. Private workouts now. I haven't been looking at the scouting board, obviously. So we'll see what we can do here. But we pick, probably middle of the first round. It would be good to know, maybe if there's a receiver in that range, how well he fits. We have some round one guys. And then we have a lot of information on the defensive ends and some cornerbacks. So we have some talent grades given out there. But I kind of want to sort it out now at wide receiver. These top three guys. And on we go to the NFL draft. All right, 2025. This is the other thing that's been updated, the draft presentation. Just wanted to take a look at some players before we actually get into the draft. So at wide receiver, we got a top 5 talent here in Keenan Armstead. Round 1 and then round 3 to 4 on Larry Lawrence. He did not look so good. And then I like being able to check ratings out this way as well. That's pretty cool. Just being able to sort by short route running and find out that the best guy there that we have info on is a UDFA guy. I think this is going to be really nice for like when you're making your day 3 picks and you're just like, give me a guy with speed or give me a guy with this one skill that we need to get on the team. So that quality of life thing is maybe the biggest improvement is this screen in Madden 25. But let's check out the draft.
Every career starts.
Whoops. So we got the main board here. Now, if I skip one, do I get to see him run out? Well, I saw the board update before it cut here to Goodell. And now I have a lot of the audio turned off, so I don't know if there's anything that we're missing here. I don't think they'd be announcing names or anything like that. But you can see players come out. You can also skip this if you want. We pick at 15, so I'm just going to skip to our pick. And let's make our selection here, see what we can do. Armstead went at 4, so we can't go with him. What I like, though, is we can sort by, like, just the talent grades that we had revealed, but I don't like the way it's sorting. Like, it's showing rounds 3 to 4, and then down to 1, and then it's a little bit weird there. And then I also like that you can see their board rank over here. So you can see, like, okay, maybe taking a guy who's projected 45 would be a little bit of a reach. But here's what we got then. We could take a chance on a guy like Diego Castillo. I like that I don't even have to click on their profile now to get, like, good information. B finesse, A power, though. That's probably going to be one of the best players here. C awareness, though, that is kind of disappointing. But those skills right off the bat are what you're looking for. And if not him, then you've got Clayton Davis, who is 22. Doesn't seem to be as good of a pass rusher, but is pretty well-rounded with the D injury. Yeah, we wanted to find a high-impact defensive upgrade. And that's kind of where the value is here. So we're going to take Diego Castillo from Michigan State. And they give us an A grade. He was ranked 58 in true value. You drafted him at 15. Oh. We're getting the true values again. They used to give these in Madden a number of years ago. A B- there when I reached like 40 spots is pretty generous. Congrats on drafting Vernon Butler. I'm doing what I can. Does it not tell you hidden development at the point of draft anymore? I'm totally okay if it doesn't. All right, don't worry now. Round 2, I'm back for more. We got a round 1 to 2 grade here on Jared Pryor, and edge is like a massive need, along with Jaden Wall. They both have round 1 to 2 grades. Both have B awareness. We gotta eventually find these ratings here. A power moves on both, but C finesse on Jaden Wall. So he can do a little bit more, it looks like. A little bit more injury prone, but we'll take those risks all day long. We're going to take Jaden Wall here with our second pick. Hopefully this one's a better grade. Well, hidden dev. I found it out that way. I guess the first time... Okay, on the player profile. There it is. Was ranked 50. You took him at 37. But I got a hidden dev player there at edge. And another second round pick. So here's how the board has fallen then. We've got a couple safeties here at the top. We're not going to take Larry Lawrence here. The receivers do seem to show pretty good value here if we could find somebody that we think actually looks solid. So here's JP Stapleton, 22 years old from Clemson. Marginal acceleration's never a good sign. A spec catch, C catching. Not the most exciting there. How about if I just go to receiver then? I do like being able to do the draft this way a lot more. So Tyrese Randall has the really good deep route running. Larry Lawrence also has pretty good deep route running. But these guys are all pretty much deep threat specialists, then it looks like. F release here on Randall. B on Larry Lawrence. So he's got playmaker skills here with a B, a ball carrier vision, A carrying. Sort by speed. We can do it, yep, by this speed. Tyrese Randall has elite speed. Top tier speed, round 1 to 2 talent. Ranked 46 on the big board. 4.24. Now, does he do much well besides run really fast? Not really. .424, let it fly. F catching is rough, but like even F catching doesn't always mean it's terrible. Ted Ginn. That's Darius Hayward Bay. Tyrese Randall's our pick. Oh God. That was bad. 138 in true value. 99 speed though. Tyrese Randall. Probably not a good pick there for us. Troy Williamson. Cornerback is still something we like to look at as well. We got some safeties that fits here in the 3rd round. Does take some time to sort through all the different possibilities here with ratings, but I do like that it's all here. Not convinced here with the safeties in round 3. You can't take a cornerback who has poor speed. You just don't do that. What about Steven Peppers? Average athlete with D zone and C man, C to F awareness. Probably not doing anything spectacular there. I do see some A awareness grades that are intriguing here, and center is something we could look into. You know, it's pretty easy to find starters in the middle of the draft now. And we do have some promise here, especially finesse here on Franklin Widmer. His lead block's also an A. His pass block is C to F. So we don't love that. B to D on Martin Short. He might be worth a look here. A starting center in round 3 is 21 years old. I'm going to take a chance on him. Martin Short. Another massive reach. Oh, wait, no, it updated. 40. Wow, I thought I did it again. Hidden Dev center in round 3. All right, I'm back. Two hidden dev picks. We're getting there. So in this case here, I'm just sorting by like awareness, and I'm finding another pass rusher who has really good athleticism. Terrell Baggs. B awareness, B play rec, B power moves. Yeah, I like this pick here. 103 in true value. Former high school power forward. I actually like that. There's at least an attempt at a little backstory there. As long as it's not every, like, 6'6" pass rusher. We'll take that in the 4th round. How does franchise look to you so far? Not massively improved. I think that the draft board is the biggest thing that's gotten better. The new storylines, you're going to quickly probably not enjoy them a whole lot. There are some issues with that. Let's see. How about if I sort by the coverage ratings here? We do have a cornerback with B-man and C zone popping, Glenn Brownlee from UCLA. So he was projected to go earlier. We're going to snag him here in the 5th. What's Roger doing? Did I just have the steal of the draft or something? This is the first time this has popped up. C+. All that for a C+? This definitely needs a lot more time in the oven. Like all the new stuff. I like the draft board a lot. For my next move, we got a decent running back here, but what about that receiver I saw with the good short route running? He might have been taken. We might have missed a potential steal there. We got a B here on Tony Mann if I want to double up on receiver and get somebody who actually has receiver skills. Marcus Brown has physical. So probably the same as like Liggett. No, I'm just taking Bobby Smith right now. He's 24-year-old running back though. With marginal strength. Never mind. Maybe he could be a slot receiver though. Do we have our first position switch candidate? Bobby Smith. He has hands, runs routes. What was your combine, Bobby? Decent speed. We're taking Bobby Smith. Here we go again. Congratulations, I've drafted my first running back in Madden 25. I did it. Bobby Smith, talented kick returner, receiving threat. Does he have NFL speed? 87. I'm moving him to receiver. You can be slow at receiver. There are slow receivers out there. I'm just sorting by awareness here late. I'm going to take a linebacker. In the 7th round. I'm taking LaMarcus Brown. He's just too good to not be drafted. All right, not again. Heck of an applause for this pick. And then when the draft's over, you can do a little recap. We got a 73 in Diego Castillo at D tackle, and then a 73 in Jaden Wall. Another 73 in Martin Short, 70 in Terrell Baggs. At receiver, Tyrese Randall's a 69. And then I was looking at possibly moving Bobby Smith to wide receiver. Probably doesn't have good release, but he has slot receiver skills. I'm just curious. I know somebody wanted to see, too, the updated gear. I don't know what all is new in the game, but I can scroll through some menus. I feel like there's less overall helmets. Maybe they took a bunch out that aren't really used at all these days. Tight jerseys right off the bat. That's obviously a good sign. With the small shoulder pads, that's an upgrade. I missed a good part of the stream, but still wanted to support. I appreciate that, Isaiah. Thank you. Thank you guys for coming to hang out on the first day of Madden 25. Oh yeah, I was gonna change him to a receiver just to see what his skills translated to. .64. It's only the short routes. He can still be our receiving back. What's it like in comparison to 24? I mean, improved menus, more storylines, which can be a positive or a negative. I mean, I don't mind that there are more potential goals, but just the way they're presented is not really great. And then also looking at the updated draft presentation and draft board, I feel like that's overall a positive upgrade. The UI, I think, is better. I enjoyed the draft experience more because of having that board, and I feel like as someone who's not obviously putting a ton of time into the scouting, I was at least able to like ask myself the right questions and be able to get the information quickly and not be in and out of menus 1,000 times to make my decisions. So I did appreciate that. Let's see, what's my cap situation like now? 15? I gotta sign a backup quarterback still. We didn't do anything splashy at receiver yet. We're really hoping that Liggett just takes a big step this year and can get the ball and produce. We do need a tight end or two. I don't have a free safety. Guess I don't have a free safety or a punter. Hayden Hurst, they tried that once, didn't go so well. Give me Mo Alley Cox. Can't edit the free agent offer. It's set. And then I'm also going to try to sign Farrell Brown. I just got to fill in some spots now on the roster. Backup quarterback. Someone with mentor, preferably. Dalton could come back. Yeah, we'll just go with Andy Dalton. And then I know I need a free safety or two. And Rudy Ford is the best available, so we're going to take him. And then maybe someone a little bit younger like Elijah Molden. Maybe he can be molded into a starter one day. Yep, give me Ryan Stonehouse. We got good punters just available. What do we got for practice squad eligible players here? Wow. 25 years old, 72 overall, Darius Rush. Rookie Matt Mays. 69 overall is pretty good for a UDFA. He's got those Kirko sleeves, though. Let me get a good UDFA rookie cornerback as well. Cameron Moore. Kane, can you check the other receiver from the draft? Would like to know if the talent grades are reliable. There's no reason to think they aren't. I simmed too far. I have to check out the Bucks first rounder. That's Keenan Armstead, who's a 77. Yeah, he would have been nice. But we weren't nearly bad enough to draft him. So I'll reorder that depth chart. I'm skipping those storylines. I'm going to take us... I'm just going to go set the roster. And I'm planning on simming through this week really quickly. Or this season really quickly. Basically want to see if what I did was enough to get this team like playoff ready. So I got to make my cuts again. Got 8 receivers. It's a little too many. Three tight ends is fine. We got 2 left tackles. Yeah, way too many centers here. And I think I should look to trade then Connor McGovern, even though I just signed him back. We obviously want to make sure that Martin Short is playing. So unless McGovern is a mentor, we don't need to keep him around. Yeah, he's a bridge. So what could we get for him in a trade? No one's offering. Really? Some of you definitely don't have a good center. Come on, Harbaugh. Cough up a pick or something. They go over the cap by $250,000. All right, what? Caught him, I think. Or keep him as a backup. That works too. I gotta move a couple guys to new positions at the same time here, so we know that our pass rushers are going to be outside linebackers in this scheme. If I were to have done a long-term rebuild, which team were you considering? Like the Seahawks would probably be one of my top teams this year. Just the lack of having that young quarterback at all on the team outside of Sam Howell. I think Saints are another really good option this year as well. I think Titans are a good choice. Like, the teams I've been using lately are pretty good. Like, overall franchise selections, I'd say. How are the coach face scans? They didn't really stand out to me. I didn't think Canales was, like, particularly great or anything with the face scan. All right, we're down to our 53. How's gameplay? Oh, gameplay played pretty well in the little bit that I got to play out in year 1. What I wanted to do is see if I could sim us to the playoffs and then maybe play part of a playoff game. So the first thing we have to do is kind of prepare for another draft class. I think we might want to go a little bit heavier on receiver this time around. The number 1 player is Michael Holiday. He is a wideout. So for this year, We got one first-round quarterback, B.J. Burbank. And then the running back class. This is the year and doesn't really fit our needs. Receiver is strong. Top heavy. And probably not done defensively. Some really good left outside linebackers here. And then I think cornerback. Yeah. 14 to 32. Got some guys. Maybe a little more attention at safety too. That's a pretty weak position on the team. Just want to set our depth chart quick and then take a look at the roster. So who's planning on spending more time on college football this year? I'm sure I'll be able to find a way to have some fun with the game still, but, you know, it feels like a good year for me to spend less time on Madden. It's kind of, you know, nothing big, nothing exciting type of year for the game. College football, even with its faults, like, I'd rather be playing that right now, obviously. Yeah, I want to move my rookies to different positions. So Jaden Wall is not going to be playing over Derek Brown, but we can move him to left end and have him start over Ashawn Robinson. That'll work for me. The game just looks dry. Well, I think it really hurts that they put effort into something that didn't really deliver in the way we would all want it to. What's the right outside scheme fit for us? Pass coverage? All right, let me adjust our scheme because we're running 3-4, but we don't seem to have the actual deals here for it. So Wall's a scheme fit there. We got Bags as a scheme fit there. And then who else was I moving now? I already forgot his name. Okay, Jaden Wall. Definitely wanted to play him more so as I could play him either spot, honestly. Maybe a little bit of both. Have kind of an awkward role there. So safety, you know, we could address that. Cornerback, because it looks like there are some players there, we should probably take a look at that spot. So defensive end was our top priority in season 1. What do we want to be our 3 this time? You could still consider you know, edge rush with how good some of these players could be. You got the 5, 8, 15, and 20th ranked player there, and the 3 and the 10. So outside linebacker. Cornerback is really good. And if we end up being successful, more of these guys would actually be within reach for us. Definitely a safety. I get bored with Dynasty. There's not much to do except recruiting. Yeah, you have to really enjoy the recruiting side of things to like Dynasty, and I love that side of it, so I have a really good time with it, of course. And speaking of Dynasty, I will still have a Miami video going up today once I'm done streaming. But you know what? It's already like 7:30. I might just... Yeah, I'm going to post that right now. Yeah, it's going public right now. It's late enough. Already later than I usually upload videos, so... That's up on the second channel now. Looking more at secondary after focusing on the trenches the first time. I want a 2-star safety scout. That'll work. I think every year you want to scout a receiver. The receiver talent across the board is just so good. You have to at least have a little bit of data there. And it doesn't hurt to at least take one receiver every year. And then the outside linebacker was also just really, really good. I might actually do like 2 receiver scouts. Because this way, I can assign cornerback to national. Where are the safeties strong? We'll find that out. We'll just stick receiver on the other 2. Cornerback in the northeast or the southeast? I'm going to go northeast because they say the number 21 and 30 player there. So northeast is going to be corner. Oh, I only have 1 corner scout. That's how I did it. Okay, never mind. Safety, strong safety in the west. Free safety in the central. Free safety was the really strong group. And then the outside linebackers could be west or southeast. And then we'll just do receiver for the other ones. All right, let's make sure we got our depth chart set then, and we'll see how the year goes for our guys this time around. Brooks, Gibson, Smith. This kind of makes or breaks a lot of things here. If Leggett can have a good year or not. I'm probably going to try to get Randall some playing time here. He's a rookie. We spent an early pick on him, and he's got that breakaway speed. So... you know, I don't know if Bryce can carry this group. I don't know if that's on the menu for this year. We definitely want Martin Short starting. Offensive line could still be pretty good. And then... I wish this wasn't so jacked up. We want Jaden Wall starting. and Derek Brown. And then Hurst, Castillo. We'll make Castillo the number 1 guy there. And then for the pass rushing, we'll have Baggs as the number 2 there. We're still going to have Wanham start at right outside linebacker. Yeah, cornerback's fine that way. You know, that 99 speed receiver, he's got to be handling kick returns. He's got to do something. He's got to be our Ted Ginn. Slot receiver to get the volume now. What do we think here? We could just, you know, we probably should just go Deontay. We are trying to win this year, obviously. We're hoping that we can have success, build upon that first year we went through. And then we got Clowney on one side, and we're going to shift it here to get Jaden Wall as an edge rusher in the nickel. And then Derek Brown, Diego Castillo are the rush tackles. And then Dobson and Trevin Wallace are the sub linebackers. And sure, Elijah Molden can play the slot if he's the best. I'm probably going to switch to the auto develop because I want to sim multiple weeks at a time. And I'm not really trying to like stop every week just to upgrade players. Especially in a little franchise here that's not super serious or anything. Really nice that we already got some upgrades, though, for Martin Short. That's awesome for our third round center. So let's see. Did I do enough this year to actually put this team in position to win some games? We do dominate in week 1, 41-17 over New Orleans. I do want to move quickly here, but I at least want to see the stats on a game that strong. How'd we do it? We had Bryce with 3 touchdowns. We had Jonathan Brooks not really do much. It was Deontay and Jatavian Sanders with a 77-yard, 2-touchdown game. Liggett chips in. Tyrese Randall has his first reception. Did he impact the game as a returner? Doesn't seem so. But that's a big win. We win the second game as well against the Falcons. I'll check on these like breakout stories when they pop up too to see who's having a chance. Trevin Wallace. It's one of our young guys. Oh, he got it. We got Trevin Wallace to superstar. I don't know. We didn't have a challenge? Or is this to get him there? 7 tackles and a TFL. We got a weekly award from that second game. Okay, it was Trevin Wallace. 13 tackles and a pick. So is he a superstar? Or is this the breakout itself? He's got the superstar already, so that's massive. That's a huge breakout. All right, so a 2-0 start for the Panthers. This is looking promising, and we beat the Bills 28-14. We have 3 convincing wins already. Please tell me you keep your superstar. 4,500 experience. Take that to the bank. Yeah, I'm enjoying this more, going at the rapid pace for this stream. Our first loss is to the Bucks. 32-28. It's our first close game of the year. And then we bounce right back with a win against the Rams. So no back-to-back losses. That's a 4-1 start. And now 4-2 as we go to week 7. Lost to Arizona. $34-6, man. The Saints just can't even touch us. 34-6. Who's breaking out now? JC to X Factor. Who is it this time? Jamie Robinson, the safety. Get 3 tackles and 2 deflections for a dev trade upgrade. That's tough to get the 2 deflections in one game. Whoops, I want to set our national focus. I didn't even set our regional focus. That's going to be screwed up all year. I must have missed that one. Again, I wish that it just set it to whatever their focus was. Clearly, I picked them for a reason. Whatever. 31-14. Panthers are looking great. Defense had success in some areas today. How much does Jamie Robinson factor into that success? He does his job and he plays his part, which is crucial to having success. He knows his role and what he needs to do to make the defense better. Jamie Robinson, 2,500 experience. So he gets that breakout chance from seemingly playing well. And even though he didn't get it, it still triggers an XP boost. 6-3. Atlanta can't be taking the lead like that. Atlanta's now first in the division. Yeah, we had a bad loss there to San Francisco a little bit ago. 6-3, taking on the Lions now. And we lose 14-7. So 6-4. Michael Carter's hurt now for 3 weeks. DB breakout part 2 is popping up now. Yeah, they keep talking about Jamie Robinson. Another 4,500. So what kind of a season is he having? Let's take a look here. Bryce, his numbers are solid, especially considering the receivers we have around him. Jonathan Brooks has 10 touchdowns, but running game's pretty inefficient. This is big. Tyrese Randall might lead us in receiving this year. The massive reach ain't looking so bad now, guys. 99 speed, 85 deep route running. Let's see his game log. What do these look like? We had a couple big games early on. Got to get back into that form. Offense has been terrible the last 2 games. What, Jahmyr Gibbs? How bad is it? Jaden Wall, 6.5 sacks, leads the team right now over Derek Brown. So we're getting a pretty good rookie contribution. We got Wall as a star development power rusher. Let's see if we can get it back on track then, because I really wanted to play a playoff game with this team. 7-4, we beat the Jets. I'm going to throw a couple players here on our focus player deal. Maybe some wide receivers. Well, maybe it's less of a concern now. Maybe I should just make up for the fact that I screwed up our regional scouting, maybe. We're getting corners. Maybe I go a little bit heavier than on the safeties. Maybe the day 2 guys. We'll just scout 3 safeties. All right, we're on our way. 7-4 Tampa, 7-4 Carolina. And that's a win, 35-17. And another Jamie Robinson breakout talk. I didn't even check his stats. I didn't even get there. I got distracted. I had a couple side quests there with our rookie class. Jamie Robinson, 4,500 more. All right, we got to see what this guy's up to. He's got to have a couple interceptions, and a bunch of tackles, I would have to think. He has 2, 58 tackles, 5 pass deflections. So now we got Jamie up to a 74. Maybe a little less necessary to replace. We lose to Miami. We're just going to get updates, it seems, every week. I don't even know if this is like bugged or why every week we talk about Jamie Robinson, but I'm enjoying it. Just taking a look at the new video on the second channel quick at the same time. Another challenge here to go up a dev trade if he gets an interception against the Patriots. 27-0. No dev upgrade. But I gotta think we're closing in on a wild card spot at least. Maybe a division title as we do get our 10th win. How's the division looking? Ooh. A wild card looks good though because there's like barely any 10-win teams. Well, let's see. We should have a playoff game on the wild card round. And after all that, we end up as the 7 seed. So we just make it in this year. Got kind of lucky. Looks like we lost that last one. We have an injury, but we will have a chance to at least play a playoff game. Maurice Hurst got hurt. "28 touchdowns, 13 picks on Bryce Young. And then Jonathan Brooks, 15 touchdowns. That's a lot of rushing touchdowns for us this year. Deontay Johnson goes for 1,000, but I'm really happy with the production here for Liggett and then Tyrese Randall especially. To do this as a rookie, that gives him a real shot. And then Sanders has a solid year as well. Defensively, 9.5 sacks for Derek Brown, 8.5 for Jaden Wall, 6 for Jadeveon Clowney, and then 2 for Diego Castillo, the first rounder. Jamie Robinson, the story of the year. Let's see some of our rankings. Ninth in points per game, 5th in opposing points per game. So you're top 10 in both those. You should be a good playoff team. And look what we got here. Playoff matchup against the Falcons. We're going right into it. If you wouldn't mind dropping a like on the video, I'd appreciate it. And we'll see what we can do here with this playoff run. Kane gonna throw 5 interceptions, not today. Not this time. And let's see what we got here. First quarter at midfield. We're on defense. Oh, Michael Penix is in the game. Let's go. That's London. So Michael Penix already the Falcons starting quarterback. What happened to Kirko's 3-year deal? We're looking for early third down stops. One thing I've been getting used to here is that the camera is pulled back a little bit more. And the angle seems a little bit different, so it just, has a little bit different appearance to it. There are a lot of new plays in the playbooks. Yeah, I felt like there was actually a lot of stuff I hadn't seen before in Madden. Bijan Robinson inside the 10. Hard to slow him down. Penix to throw. Dumps it. Bijan down at the 6. And there are some new looks here. At least, I don't know if it's just been renamed. This is their penny look with one linebacker taken off as Penix. Touchdown. So the Falcons strike first. Use Bryce Young like Kyler Murray. I don't know if that's going to work out. Bryce ain't like that with his speed. But it's 7-0 and we take over. And we're going to get Bryce Young on the move like Kyler Murray. First down. Lamar Sperling is an 84 after 1 year. Yeah, I can't believe he didn't do that, get like more off-season development in my series, because we had a great year with him and he didn't even move. Shut up, Remy. Penix made a very good move. Second down and 12, and they're going to bring the pressure. I had a chance there to hit the receiver across the middle, and I didn't take it fast enough. Dude, why are we so tired? Is this the progressive fatigue? I got Dortch and Mingo out there, man. Greg Dortch! Nope. I've been turning off progressive fatigue for a couple years now because of how it has guys disappearing from games, not really tuned properly. Yeah, I saw our whole O-line was like gassed. Like, I'm guessing that is a concern again. Seven to 3, Michael Penix hit down. Nice play. I need help choosing my dynasty team. I have either the Vikings or Pats, but would like some more suggestions. For more suggestions, I feel like, almost the entire NFC South is in play. I think that Vikings or Pats, I mean, the Patriots probably offer more chances to upgrade the offense through the draft. I mean, with the Vikings, you've already got like Jefferson and Addison, Hawkinson. So it'd be more so you'd pick the Vikings if you were excited to build out the defense. And the Patriots would be like putting pieces around Drake May. So I'd probably pick Patriots in that case. And the Patriots in general just haven't had a lot of upper tier talent. So even on defense, like they don't have a lot of difference makers. They have a lot of solid players. And in the AFC, that's not getting you very far. I'd also look at Seattle's a team I'm thinking about, as a good team to build up this year. They don't have a young quarterback with a high ceiling or anything like that. And while they have some really good talent, they're still firmly like an average to above average team, just with uncertain quarterback future. But as far as like day one players to have fun with, DK, Kenneth Walker, Reek Woolen, Seattle's a nice option. (13-3). We really got to get this offense rolling, and I don't even know how I'm going to do it with the receivers because everybody's tired. I got Bryce Young throwing to Antonio Gibson, Jonathan Mingo, Greg Dortch, and Farrell Brown. Bobby Smith is in the game. Rookie Bobby Smith makes the catch. Oh, he's got to move. That was kind of nice. Oh, man, yeah. Devin Witherspoon, he's a dog. He can play. Bobby Smith, he can play. The 24-year-old running back. This play has gotten me in trouble recently. Yep. Still not good. Middle. No! Knocked away. Yeah, that was a tough pass to attempt there. Over the middle. We're going to get Gibson. And then 4th down in 3. We're going to try to get this. I'm having trouble finding a play I want to go to, though. Ah. I think Mays was the undrafted guy. Like, what is this? No. Yes. No. Drop by Dortch. That's okay. It really should have been picked off. So we miss a chance there to get points. But suddenly we have a scoring chance at the 11. Must have been a big turnover or return. Bubble screen. Antonio Gibson. We got to put this in the end zone on this drive. No excuses. God, I can't believe progressive fatigue is still doing this. Touchdown, Gibson. We got a game. Oh, I saw a massive touchdown on the board there. Unbelievable. And they're threatening to score more. What do we do? Awkward. And then Michael Penix will hit a touchdown over the middle. Yeah, being down 3 scores here in the fourth quarter, not a good spot. I was a little curious why his route just goes backwards. I didn't realize it was 4th down. Not used to these play the moments suddenly throwing me into a spot like that. A fumble by Bryce. This is not going to be the ending to the year that we wanted. Greg Dortch is hustling. You can tackle him. No, you cannot. I think that is just progressive fatigue. Like all my starters outside of Bryce and a couple linemen are missing. Ooh. Got 4th down coming up. Yep, another year of progressive fatigue off, indeed. And it's going to be replaced next year probably by wear and tear anyway. Drifting and finding Gibson on the outside. We're going to take that. I'm throwing it up to the rookie. I don't care anymore. Touchdown! Reverse that. I think he might have actually been in bounds. Do the scenarios look good or no? Anybody want to tell him? They don't look very good. They weren't very enjoyable to interact with. So there we go. We got ourselves a score. It was reversed. Let's go, Bobby Smith. He can play. That was a little Mahomey, I think. That was not bad. Yeah, like if you're going to ask me would I rather play, you know, college football or this, it's an easy answer. I'd rather play college football. Could not recover the first of like 3 onside kicks we would need. And we're eliminated by the Atlanta Falcons. They get it done, and we didn't have much of a chance playing all those backups the entire time. So, unfortunately, that's how our season comes to an end. Are the kicking meters similar? They function the same, but the one in CFB is done way better, I feel. Much more challenging. So yeah, progressive fatigue kind of screwed us on that one. Is Cousins hurt? I am curious why Penix was in and Cousins wasn't. Well, he's not there. He might have retired? The Patriots brought in Justin Fields to play over Drake May. Did he really? He didn't play. I will say it's a good sign at least that the tags are making sure May plays over even though he's 6 overall less. Like, should they have had Justin Fields and pursued him? No. They obviously signed him to a big deal, but they were kind of bailed out by the tag because they still paid him that much. So, yeah, it is bad logic. Really bad logic. Yeah, I'm not sure where old Kirko is. Look at JJ at an 89. You love to see it. What was Caleb? After a couple of years, we got JJ and Caleb getting really high overalls. I really like seeing the fast development for those guys. I think Kirk retired. Yeah, Cousins wasn't in the free agent pool or anything. He had to have just retired after year 1. Would have been like 37 years old, so not too surprising. But guys, I think I'm going to call it there. You know, ideally I would have gotten through like more off seasons. I moved too slowly in the beginning. So, you know, doesn't feel like a very exciting year for Madden. If you guys would like to see me come back to at least continue this Panther rebuild, you know, this week, I'd be down to do that. Otherwise, you know, I might find some other things to do on Madden, some other rebuilds that I might put up on the second channel. But it's going to be a lighter year of Madden for me overall. Spending a lot of time on College Football 25. Really enjoying that game. Even though it has problems, like a lot of problems, actually. So I would have some interest potentially in coming back to maybe do another stream of building this team up further and have it be, yeah, like a live stream only deal, and then play the moments on like the playoff games and whatever. You know, it'd be fun to just spend a few years building up the team. I enjoyed this more when I was just going faster, you know, just doing the offseason, simming the year and checking those stats, treating it more like a rebuild and not like a part rebuild, part franchise. But maybe I'll come back tomorrow and look at doing some more, maybe wrapping up this little live stream deal. But that was a look at franchise in Madden 25. And I will see you all with some more content soon. But before you exit, I want to push another video your way, as on the second channel I did post a new episode in my Miami Hurricanes Dynasty Rebuild on the second channel. Definitely check that one out. Later this week, I'll have more Buffalo on the main channel as we prepare for Season 2, and that series is going to be my focus here going forward. Really excited to dive into Year 2 with my new players, so we will be doing that this week. But thank you all for coming through today. Appreciate it. Have a good night, and I'll see you all next time.